GW and online, WSGW.com.
Well, good morning. And here we are again on a Tuesday morning. The Art Lewis Show from my Saginaw Spirit Home Studio. Nice to have you with us. Open phones for the next couple of hours. Pure open phone day today, up until we get to Focus at 11 o'clock. And on Focus this morning, we're going to look at Hidden Harvest and other food organizations and how they're doing during this time of shortages. We'll have Samantha McKenzie with us. She is the director of Hidden Harvest. That will be coming up after the 11 o'clock news. But for these 2 hours, we will have open phones. We have a number of things to talk about this morning, but topping the list is the debate over inflation and what to do about it. The Fed expected to meet this week and expected on Wednesday, I think, to raise the borrowing rate by another 75 basis points, 0.75%, if you will. It's already had impact by slowing down, dramatically slowing down the housing market, and will slow it even more. There's great debate, not among economists, but among government, as to what constitutes a recession, as whether we're in one or not. I mean, the technical definition says that we are in a recession. Janet Yellen apparently no longer believes that, only because she's in the government, which has to explain it. Now, understand that inflation is not a U.S. problem. When we go to the store, it's our problem, obviously. And the last consumer price index was up 9.1% over the previous year. That is not the highest in the world. Europe, for example, is 9.6%. Now, does that make us feel any better when we go to the store? Of course not. Who cares what Europe is? It only points out that it is a worldwide crisis. And as much as this administration tells us all the wonderful things they're doing and all the things they're going to do for us, the reality is there isn't much they can do right now. The other reality is when we go to the polls, we vote our pocketbook. And they know it, which is why you get some of the doublespeak on what is a recession and how strong is the economy, and all the administration officials are poo-pooing it, and all the economists are saying, yeah, we're probably in a recession already. And what about the other side of it? Is there any good news? Is there a silver lining in all of this? Well, if you're on Social Security, there might be. Because it is expected that when the COLA, cost of living allowance, is announced, the adjustment will be somewhere around 10.5%. So what does that mean for the average Social Security receiver? If you receive an average of $1,661 a month in benefit, you could get $180 more a month in your check. And if you held out till you were 69 or 70 and you're taking the bigger money, you could see a sizable increase in your check. Now, does that make up for what you're spending at the store? No. Will it ease the pain? A little bit. But there are other changes in Social Security coming too. The full retirement age is creeping up another 2 months. It will be in the range of between, depending when you were born, if you were born in 56, it will be 66 and 4 months. If you were born in 67 or 57 or after, it's 66 and 8 months. Born in 58, it's 66 and 8 months. And if you were born in 1959, you'll have to wait until you're 66 and 10 months. Anyone after 1960 will have to wait until they are 67. This is to be expected because the actuarial tables for Social Security are so off the mark. No wonder it's going broke. When Social Security first came about, there were probably 10 people contributing for every one that was taken. The last I heard, it was like 1.5 to 1, and that may be less now than it was before. At some point in time, when more people are taking money than are putting in money, it's going to run out. Congress will have to do something. And as I've said many times, whatever Congress does, I don't believe will affect current recipients of Social Security. So what do I mean by that? Well, there's been talk that Congress will reduce the Social Security payments by a percentage, whatever that is, 10%, 20%, 25%. I've heard all those numbers. Well, who will they do that on? Best guess, and that's all it is because there's nothing in the hopper, best guess is it will apply to all of those coming on to Social Security. Why? Well, because those already receiving and depending upon Social Security are voters. A big block of voters. And it's not likely that politicians want to upset that big apple cart. So they will slowly introduce these reductions over a period of time in the same way that they're creeping up the age over a period of time. My guess is they will introduce whatever reductions they plan in payout over a period of time, depending on your age and when you retire and all of that. Because right now, you know, Social Security, when it came about, you retired at 65, you died at 66, and the system worked. Now you retire at 66, 67, and you live to 90 or longer. The average age, the actuarial table ages have gone way up off the chart. Social Security has not kept up. As the actuarial tables increase, the mistake was made not indexing Social Security to it. So that as the average age got older and the average workforce got older, Social Security should have gone up at the same time in age to protect itself and those who receive it. That didn't happen. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. All right, we have to take a break, come back. Bill is in Hemlock. He's waiting for us. He will be the first caller when we return. Talking about money, a 401k can be an important asset for many American retirements. You made contributions to your 401k every single paycheck for years and even decades. Its tax advantages and portability may enable the worker to build a sizable and important nest egg, but its flexibility can also be costly if you aren't aware of potential mistakes. Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a guide that will teach you how to avoid an IRS early distribution penalty and full taxation on rollovers, the little-known weapon you can use, your most mistake-proof option, and more. Request your guide today by calling 989-835-7203 or online visit GreatLakesInvestmentAdvisors.com. This commercial shall in no way be construed as a solicitation to sell securities or advisory services of any state other than Michigan or where otherwise permitted. Topics should be discussed with your individual advisor prior to implementation. Advisory services offered through Great Lakes Investment Advisors, a registered investment advisor in the state of Michigan. And while I've got your attention, let me tell you about Thalen Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bay City. They've got new ones on the lot, but if you're thinking of buying a new Chrysler Dodge Jeep or Ram truck, you owe it yourself to go online to thinkthalen.com, where you can complete 80% of the purchase online. You can build your own vehicle, you can do all paperwork, and then just go into the dealership to sign and pick up the vehicle. New vehicles arriving all the time. Make sure your name's on one of them. Don't forget, if you're looking to move up to a newer pre-owned car or truck, the entire Thalen Auto Group is right there on North Euclid Avenue, side by side. And together they have more pre-owned and inspected vehicles than almost any one place in the Great Lakes Bay region. Thalen dealership, I can say it. The Thalen dealerships are all there in one place. The dealerships sit side by side. So sit down with a Thalen representative, strike your best deal, and drive away with your new pre-owned vehicle today. Thalen is the family that's been serving your automotive needs for 45 years. Stop in or visit them online at thinkthalen.com.
Dixon. Working in the steel industry, she saw the results of Governor Whitmer's policies. Businesses closed, jobs lost, families moving away. Biden's policies aren't helping either. Gas prices and inflation skyrocketing. Tudor Dixon will stand strong against policies that hurt Michigan and government overreach. A businesswoman, a mother, a breast cancer survivor. Fighting for Michigan, not working for Washington. Tudor Dixon for governor.
Paid for by Americans for Prosperity. Not authorized by any candidate. AmericansForProsperity.org.
Hometown feel and big time winning. That's Saginaw Eagles Landing, the place where everyone greets you with smile after smile. In the casino or in the hotel, this is a getaway that makes you feel right at home. We've got hundreds of slots, great food, and a comfy place to stay. So come on in and see what the good times are all about. Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Real fun, real friendly.
Visit Saginaw-EaglesLanding.com for complete rules and details.
I'm Connell McShane. This is the Fox Business Report.
Walmart continues to weigh on the markets after warning that higher prices for food and fuel are causing consumers to pull back. It has too much inventory and will be cutting prices. General Motors earnings were disappointing. It was hurt by supply chain issues that left it with tens of thousands of partially built vehicles, though its revenue was better than expected. Coca-Cola's earnings were stronger than forecast. It remains optimistic about this year. McDonald's also reported upbeat earnings. It raised prices to deal with higher costs. UPS reported better than expected business in the spring quarter. Higher fuel surcharges and shipping rates helped to offset a decline in packages shipped. And Lufthansa says it's been forced to cancel nearly all of the flights at major hubs in Germany tomorrow because of a planned strike. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, beat the largest timeshare company in federal court and has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-328-9696. That's 800-328-9696.
Annette Glenn believes defunding police is radical and dangerous. Michigan's highest in the nation. Violent crime above the national average. Annette Glenn backed more funding for police to keep us safe. Paid for by Annette Glenn for State Senate.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Line drive into right. It's going to drop for a base hit. Rounding third and heading home is Baez. Miguel Cabrera with a line drive single. 13th on the all-time RBI list.
The Tigers play 6:50 tonight on 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show on this Tuesday morning. And Bill is in Hemlock. Bill, good morning to you.
Good morning. Everybody's hollering about gas prices. Down to $4 a gallon. That's a good buy. In the 50s, I was paying 25 cents a gallon
Yeah.
and getting 10 miles to the gallon.
Mhm.
Now, with inflation, it should be around $5.20 gas.
And you know what else you were doing back then? When you went into that gas station, the first thing was they filled it up for you. And the
Right.
second thing, if you needed oil, it came in a glass jar with a spout on it. You
That's
poured the
right.
oil in the car and gave them back their glass bottle. Remember those
And-
days?
Yeah, I do, and gas burns a lot cleaner now. And with me getting 25 miles to the gallon, $4 is reasonable.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but you know that most people don't look at it that way. We became accustomed to
Yeah.
$2, $2.50 gas, and that's our
Yeah.
benchmark now, you know?
Yeah, well, what's the Republicans going to say when November comes and gas is $3 and the economy is going good?
Yeah, well, I don't know about the economy going good because we are pocketbook voters. And as long as inflation is out there, nobody cares how good the economy's going. Besides, I'm not sure
Yeah.
the economy's going that good because when they raise interest rates again, it's going to slow down even more. Some economists say we're already in a recession. This won't help in
Yeah.
terms of getting
Yeah.
out of it. So
I'm looking to buy a house, so I'm hoping the housing market slows way down so the prices come down. And in 1974, I built a new house. My loan was 18%.
yeah, that was, following the Jimmy Carter years.
Plus,
But here's the thing.
I was getting 12% on CDs, and my mother
Yeah.
was getting 15%.
I was going to say that, it all relates, doesn't it? But here's the thing.
To that.
Here's the thing. The housing market will slow down, but you're going to pay a lot more in interest because that interest rate's going to go up.
Cash to buy a house, though.
So if you got the cash to buy a house, you're in great shape. You don't have to worry about it.
That's why I wish interest rates would go up to 18% so I could get 12% on my CDs again.
Yeah, I hear you. But nobody wants to pay that 18%. That's the problem. Oh, my goodness.
I know, but we all did. In the 70s, we all did.
Yeah, nobody liked it. We all did, but nobody liked it. Doing it and liking it are two different things, Bill.
But people think we have it so bad now.
Well, we do compared to what we've been used to. That's what counts. Let's be honest about it. Nobody cares about 1974 anymore. They care about, 5 years ago when interest rates were really low and gas prices were really low. That's what they care about because we're all in it for today. You know that, and I know that. And that's, and I will tell you you're right in quite a number of ways here because that is part of the problem. We don't learn from history. We don't remember that. And, so consequently, we look at our pocketbook today, we go to the gas station and it says, I have to tell you, I went to the gas station a couple of weeks ago when the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational was in Midland. Gas was running about $4.80 something around here. In Midland, it was $4.51. I filled up in Midland because I thought, wow, what a deal. I can't tell you the last time I thought $4.51 a gallon was a deal. But the fact is, it's how we've trained ourselves. It's how we've become accustomed to things. So consequently, every time gas goes down a nickel, we think we're getting a great deal. But the reality is, compared to what it was a couple of years ago, we're paying through the nose. Now,
I know.
By inflation standards, you're right. By inflation standards from the 50s to today, we should be paying over $5 a gallon. But, with improvements in production and all of those things, we've been spoiled.
Yeah.
We've been spoiled in a lot of ways. But the bottom line is, for the most part, we still vote our pocketbook. And if you'll remember,
that's right.
those interest rates back then are what got Jimmy Carter losing the second term.
Yeah.
Because people voted their pocketbooks.
Yeah.
So,
well,
hey,
all right. Well, thank you.
Hey, and good luck finding the house for cash, man.
Yeah. One more thing.
Yeah.
Scott, keep calling in. We all get a good laugh.
Well, everybody's got their opinions. You, me, him. It's all part of the game. All right. Good enough. Bill, thanks a lot. Thanks for calling. Appreciate it. Bye-bye now. That opens the lines for you, and the number, Saginaw, Bay City, well, and everywhere. 989-752-6111. Put you in touch with us on the Art Lewis Show. Am I right? When you go to the poll, you vote your pocketbook? And I said most people, because I understand there are some prevailing issues out there, particularly this year after the Supreme Court decisions on Roe v. Wade. There is going to be a body of people who will vote for candidates strictly on their pro-life, pro-choice position. I understand that. However, because that is a divided issue, those that vote single issue are on both sides of that issue. So I'm not sure it's enough to sway an election. Maybe a local election, maybe. But I think the election for House and Senate, for Congress, is going to be swayed more by pocketbook issues than anything else. And survey after survey, poll after poll shows that. And always has. It's historic. You know, if there's anything we can learn from history, that's one of the things we learn. Administrations have a great deal of trouble midterm holding their majorities in Congress, and particularly in bad economies. Now, how do you define a bad economy? I know. The president says one thing because jobs were up, the economy is recovering from the pandemic. All that's true. But with the recent actions by the Fed slowing the economy, you watch that turn around in a hurry. You watch the job reports start falling because companies will start withholding employment or laying off because they are worried that the demand for product will go down as prices and interest rates go up. Makes perfect sense. So I'm not an economist other than studying a course or two in college. I'm not an economist. But it seems to me, as I look at things from what I think is my common sense perspective, it's going to be a while before we see this economy right itself. And while I'm not sure the President of the United States has sole responsibility for it and can do much about it, chances are his party will take the blame for it because they're the party in power. It's the nature of the beast. Now, there are some things he's done that has caused some of this. And certainly inflation, to a degree, as a result of the unbelievable spending that's happened during the pandemic. Somehow you have to pay the piper. I got to take a break, but lines are open for you. Give us a call. Whatever's on your mind, we'd be happy to chat with you here on the Art Lewis Show.
Hey there, folks. I'm Outfitters. We are a full-service archery pro shop specializing in customer service. Compound, crossbow, and traditional. We can service it all. We feature brands like Bear Archery, Trophy Ridge, Cajun Bow Fishing, Raven Crossbows, Prime Archery, Latitude Tree Saddles, and Darton, just to name a few. We offer a 20-yard indoor video range and 6 lanes of axe throwing. Check us out on social media or daylightoutfitters.com to learn more.
Why can't Michigan students be the best educated in the world? Why can't the state that put the world on wheels have the best roads? Why can't Michigan be the manufacturing capital of the United States? I believe we can. My name is Representative. I cut through Lansing regulations every day. Now I'm running for state senate, and I'm primed to get our state back on track. Michigan has been held back by Lansing's red tape for far too long. Let's give Michigan a chance again. Paid for by Tim Kelly for state senate.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or it's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
They're pounding on the door. They're calling on the phone. It's the collectors. It's those credit cards you ran up trying to start your business. Now you found out that a DBA hurts the family and brings the pain home.
For over 40 years, Ray Reynolds has helped customers get millions in credit. Ray Reynolds will get your score above 750. Do you need $50,000 of corporate credit? Now you can call Ray's webinar at 800-662-3969 and get your credit score up to 750 and receive a $1,000 cash credit card within days. Call 800-662-3969.
Introducing a special first-time ever change your life $300 million Diamond Riches from the Michigan Lottery. A $50 instant game, 50 years in the making, with over $300 million in total prizes. The richest ever. Top prizes of $6 million, the highest ever, and 50 chances to win on every ticket, the most ever. We're celebrating 50 years in an epic way. Play Diamond Riches from the Michigan Lottery for fun, for schools, for 50 years. Knowing your limits is always the best bet. By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Babbel. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at babbel.com/TNC.
I studied Spanish in college and never got fluent. But then I tried Babbel.
Want the most effective way to learn another language? Minutes a day, Babbel's bite-sized lessons will have you learning another language in as little as 3 weeks.
Babbel is all conversation-based, so it gets you speaking quickly about things you actually talk about in the real world.
You'll really see a difference in how conversational you can be in just a few weeks.
Babbel isn't just lessons. You can listen to podcasts, play games, watch videos. You can even take live online classes with a language teacher. To learn with Babbel.
University studies have shown that using Babbel for 15 hours is equivalent to a semester of college Spanish. If you want to learn a new language, there's no better way than Babbel. Text radio to 64,000. That's radio to 64,000. RADIO to 64,000.
You are with WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. It is an open line day right up through 11 o'clock this morning. 989-752-6111 from literally anywhere in the country because most carriers don't charge you roaming and long distance anymore, so it's a free call. I have done something. I do this every year. I do it for myself and my wife. I go on to michigan.gov/SOS, Secretary of State, and I print a copy of our ballot so that when we go to the polls, we don't have to waste a lot of time. We know who we're going to vote for, what we're going to do. And I'd suggest you do that. It's free. Gives you time to study the people and the issues. Makes you an informed voter. Again, it's mi.gov/SOS. And just follow the links for the voting, and you will see a place where you can actually download your ballot for your specific voting district. It will ask you for your address and all of those things, and you will end up with a ballot that is exactly the ballot you get. It only has on it those things that you will be voting for. And that includes, for example, local issues in your community. I live in Thomas Township, and there are a number of millages on the ballot. And I CO those millages now. For example, in where I live, there are, I think, 5 ballot proposals. Some are county and some are local. You would find this out by downloading your specific ballot. For example, here are the ballot proposals. Even if you don't want to vote for people, if you can't find anybody you like, you owe it to yourself and your community to at least vote on proposals, because that tells your representatives how you feel. Saginaw County Proposal 22-1, Saginaw County MSU Extension and 4-H new millage. And when you print your ballot, there will be an explanation of that millage. In Thomas Township, where I am, there is a library millage renewal proposal. There's a fire and police department public safety millage proposal renewal and an authorization for an additional millage. And there's an intermediate school district proposal on all Saginaw ballots. It's a special education millage proposal. So, and there's an apparatus millage too in Thomas. That's just where I live. Where you live, it's going to be an entirely different ballot because you won't have the Thomas Township questions if you don't live in Thomas Township. But you'll have all the candidates for governor. And in the case of, and remember too, in the primary next Tuesday, you can't cross over. You either vote Republican or you vote Democrat. Now, the reality is, for most people, the Democrats do not have any contested races. Gretchen Whitmer's the only one on the ballot as a Democrat. Dan Kildee in his district, the only Democrat. Charles Stadler in the other state senator district is a Democrat. Jeff Lockwood for state legislature, a Democrat. County commissioner, well, that gets into the locals. But there are no other challengers for the Democrats. All of the contests, at least where I am, are on the Republican side. 5 candidates for governor, several for Congress, a couple for the state Senate, a couple for the state legislature, county commissioners. And then there are also what's called the nonpartisan sections. Those are judges. In Saginaw County, anyway, the 10th Circuit Court, there are 5 candidates for Circuit Court. But again, everyone can vote on that because it's nonpartisan, theoretically. So do yourself a favor. Go online, download your ballot, become an informed voter. It'll help you when you go to the poll. You want us to waste a lot of time. All right, we're going to take a break, come back. We'll get to Paul in Saginaw when we return here on the Art Lewis Show.
I'm Chris Velasquez. My favorite show was Dirty Jobs. It reminded me of growing up on the farm, working road construction, and night shifts at the potato chip factory. I've liked every job experience. There are no non-essential jobs. The worst thing big government did the last 2 years was divide us by declaring who was essential and who was not. You have a right to provide for your family. As your state senator, my job is to protect that right and to bring even more opportunity to our communities.
Paid for by the committee to elect Christian Velasquez for state senate. All roads lead to the 67th annual Munger Potato Festival, July 28th through the 31st. Enjoy carnival rides, food tent, games, famous potato bratwurst, and of course, plenty of free potatoes and great music. On Thursday, the festival queen will be chosen at 7, and it's the rear-wheel drive figure 8 and front-wheel demo derby. Gates open at 5, racing starts at 7. In the entertainment tent, it's Todd and Billy Gunther and the Midwest Riders with free admittance to the entertainment tent with Derby Pass. Friday is Andrew Braun, Waylon Hannell, followed by the Family Tradition Band, plus the front-wheel drive figure 8 and the rear-wheel drive demo derby. Saturday is Kids Day with the 5K Spud Run sponsored by the Frankenmuth Credit Union. magician Cameron Zavara at noon, bicycle drawing, and more. Music in the entertainment tent features Rebel Line, followed by the Sinclairs. Saturday also features the Power Wheel Figure 8, front and rear wheel drive Figure 8, and the front wheel drive Team Demo Derby. Returning this year is the Cornhole Tournament Saturday at 2. It's the granddaddy of them all, the Munger Potato Festival. Details at mungerpotatofest.com.
Ready for retirement? Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier. In Empower Your Retirement, they talk about how a well thought out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including how taxes can affect your retirement and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-dos to prepare for the retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services. Investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
This is a court-ordered notice. If you were subject to the data breaches of the United States Office of Personnel Management and you experienced an out-of-pocket loss after the breaches, you could be eligible for a payment from a class action settlement. To see if you're eligible, go to opmdatabreach.com or call 1-855-917. That's opmdatabreach.com or call 1-855-917-3567.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is?
Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
You can hear the Tigers, Red Wings, Michigan football and basketball, Saginaw Spirit hockey, and SVSU football on WSGW. Just click on the sports broadcast box on WSGW.com for complete game time listings. That's WSGW.com.
All right, we're back with you, and Paul is in Saginaw up next. Paul, good morning. Paul? Hello, Paul. Are you there?
Oh.
There you are. There you are.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah. Art, just this past week, the local newspaper had an article about the Saginaw United High School millage that voters passed here during the pandemic.
Yeah, you talk about the overage in the construction cost?
Yeah, already there's a $12 million cost overrun, which they managed to get it down to $5 million due to some creative manipulations due to supply chain issues. And you are concerned about the high cost of that millage at the very beginning before we voted on it, and already we've got a cost overrun. What do you think about this issue? Voting on it during
I was not, I was only surprised. I thought that the size of the millage was pretty large to pass.
I did too.
But 66% of the population disagreed with me, and they passed it. More power to them.
Right.
Having construction overages at this time is not a surprise. And I thought they handled it pretty well. They redesigned what they had to redesign, and I understood they got it down to $3 million. You said $5 million. I'm not sure which one's right. But either way, they had to make adjustments. We have to do that all the time in life. Why should they be different? I mean, let's face it.
Right.
Shortages are impacting everything. When that millage was passed a few years ago, there weren't those shortages, were there? And there weren't the inflation that there is today. So they're no different than anybody else. It hits them too.
Right.
So that doesn't bother me that much. I thought they handled it reasonably well. They did what they had to do.
Right. I just want to know what your thoughts were about it.
Well, that's it.
And
I, I don't have a horse in the race. I don't live in the city. But what happens in the city and the quality of that school district does impact everything around us. And I want to see it improve. And I think I personally was very pleased to see that the citizens of Saginaw wanted, in effect, a new school system. More power to them. They had their chance. They voiced their opinion.
Right.
All right. Good enough.
Dope.
Take care.
Right.
Bye-bye
Okay,
now.
later.
Yep.
All right.
And let's talk to Chuck on a cell phone on the road. Chuck, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Art.
Morning.
So my question to you is, could you break down how a barrel of oil impacts the price of gasoline, how many gallons they can get out of a barrel of oil, and all the other different things? I never thought that fertilizer depended on oil. I thought farming had nothing to do with oil.
It depends on the type of fertilizer.
Know how to do things.
Yeah, but there's, the thing about, and that's a very interesting question, and I can't do it off the top of my head. I'd have to do a little research. But there are many, many things in life that we depend on daily that are petroleum-based, and we don't even realize it. And that's just a fact of life. How much of a barrel goes to gasoline, goes to diesel, goes to home heating, goes to manufacturing? I can't tell you right off the top of my head. But I can tell you that world price does impact what you pay at the pump.
Can I ask another question
Sure.
on a different subject?
Yeah.
So I just made a loop-de-loop, and whoop, and down around the roundabouts here on 46 to get on 75 North.
Yep.
And maybe they could do a Grand Prix race using roundabouts.
Well, it's an interesting concept. Roundabouts in some parts of the country have been around forever. And they're more recent here in Michigan. But the reality is they do reduce accidents. Now, it does take a little getting used to. Obviously, you have to learn the yields and how to go in and how to get out. But the statistics bear out the fact that they are accident reducers. The number of accidents, for example, on M81 over the highway, where they first put in those two roundabouts, dramatically reduced. Dramatically. And that's why you're going to see more and more of them. I'm sorry, what'd you say? What'd you say?
I said I kind of like them. I get used to them once I get used to them.
Well, that's it.
Here's another question. Quickie. Can I ask a quickie?
Sure, go ahead.
Did the Michigan left turn start in Michigan? Like when you go
no.
left turn into a U-turn?
Oh, no.
They
call it the Michigan left turn here in Michigan. You will find them in many other states. There are many states that have that.
Claim it.
Yeah, we claim ours. We claim ours. And if we want to claim that we caused everybody else to have it, okay. But reality is they've been around a long time. There are very few traffic flows that you find exclusive to one place.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right, Chuck. Hey, drive carefully around those roundabouts.
You betcha. Thanks.
All right, buddy. Take care. Bye-bye now. All right, we'll take our last break, come back, close out this hour, and then we will be back.
Nori's Restaurant of Auburn invites you in to dine for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Nori's of Auburn is under new ownership and would love to serve your smiling face. With traditional breakfast and home-style cooking, you won't leave hungry. Nori's of Auburn is also hiring an experienced line cook. If you or someone you know has restaurant experience and is looking for a new home, call 989-266-3314 to find out more. Nori's of Auburn is 3 West Midland Road in Auburn.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's zip/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
At the United States Postal Service, we deliver with advanced technology and equipment so we can reach over 160 million addresses across the country. We're delivering for thinkers, doers, movers, shakers, groundbreakers, future makers, innovators, trailblazers, disruptors, streamers, dreamers. So no matter what business you're in, we'll always be delivering for you. USPS, delivering for America. Learn more at USPS.com/delivering.
The WSGW Morning Team Show.
The WSGW online poll for you: a 6-hour workday or a 4-day work week. As companies around the world continue to adjust and create working environments heading into the future, shortened work weeks and shortened work days are becoming more popular. While some workers may take advantage of these opportunities, studies show in Norway and Denmark, for example, than 40 hours, they're the 2nd and 7th most productive countries in the world. Several business analysts believe it could be part of a negotiable benefits package for companies and workers in the future. Poll question for you: what type of workday or work week would you want? A 6-hour workday? A 4-day work week? Are you happy with your current schedule, or you're not sure? You can vote to let us know what you'd like. Head to WSGW.com. You scroll down the homepage and find the online poll box. And thank you for your votes.
The Morning Team Show, weekdays 5:30 till 9 on WSGW.
All right, that's going to do it for hour number 1 of the Art Lewis Show. We thank you for joining us. We'll be back after the news with hour number 2. The news coming up from CBS and the local report to bring you up to date on everything in the region and the state. And then we will be back with more open phones right up to 11 o'clock.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez in New York. Stocks are lower in early trading as we await reports on consumer confidence and new home sales. The Dow is down 120 points after disappointing news from a major retailer and a U.S. car maker. GM says profits fell 40% in the second quarter over last year because of parts shortages and losses in China. CFO Paul Jacobson.
We've slowed down some hiring. We have put off some cost expenses and investments that we were going to make going into this year.
That report after Walmart cut its profit forecast yesterday, but lots of people are still drinking soda. Are better than expected despite price increases. Russia is planning to pull out of the International Space Station. The head of Russia's state-run space program, Yuri Borisov, announcing his country will leave the ISS in 2024 and begin work on its own station. Officials at NASA say it's news to them. The CDC says the U.S. now leads the world in monkeypox cases, with more than 3,400 confirmed or suspected. But there's still not enough vaccine supply to go around. Reporter Nick Iannelli with our affiliate WTOP.
The monkeypox vaccine is usually given in 2 doses, but here in D.C., those eligible for the vaccine will get just 1 for now.
We are really working hard to get the vaccine out to as many people as possible.
Clover Barnes with D.C.'s health department says a single dose is effective for 6 months. That should be enough time for the city to get more vaccine shipments in. And when there's enough to go around, shot. D.C. has more than 170 confirmed monkeypox cases, which is more per capita than any state. Nick Iannelli for CBS News, Washington.
More fallout from the mass shooting at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas. Here's CBS's Jim Krasula.
Robb Elementary School Principal Mandy Gutierrez has been placed on administrative leave. While no official reason has been given for the action, a Texas Legislative Committee blamed her and an assistant for knowing a lock to the classroom where the May shooting massacre happened wasn't working and not having it fixed.
A grass fire that burned through wooden fences and torched as many as 20 homes in suburban Dallas. Lawnmower that hit some sort of metal object. Nikki Fobbs was forced from her house in Balch Springs.
My dad was in the shower, so I had ran and got him, telling him, get out the shower. We got to go. We got to go. We got to go. And by the time he realized what I said, and he came out, he was like, oh, let's get out of here. Get out of here. We don't need nothing.
Hasn't rained there in 50 days. This is CBS News.
Need to hire quality candidates fast? You need Indeed, the end-to-end hiring solution. Attract, interview, and hire candidates all in one place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Are you ready for retirement? Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retirement. Power Your Retirement. They talk about how a well-thought-out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including how taxes can affect your retirement and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-dos to prepare for the retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empowerment, morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
Totally changed my life.
It's amazing.
I don't have any cravings.
You want to quit, but have found it impossible? This is the thing for you. I have absolutely no craving. It's the darndest thing I have ever seen in my life.
It's not for entertainment. It's for results.
Do it. It works. Period.
You've tried everything else. You need to come and try this.
Hi, it's Steve Mann. Have you heard the commercials for the Mark Patrick Stop Smoking seminars? And they said only $49.99, and it could... But that's not even a week's worth of smoking. So I went, and guess what? It did work for me. You know, my friends and family are still amazed. I quit smoking. I didn't have cravings, anxiety, or weight gain. Listen, I don't know how it works, but I know it works because I'm living proof, and it's 100% guaranteed. So what do you got to lose? I'll tell you what you got to lose. A very bad habit.
Join the Mark Patrick Stop Smoking Seminar for only $49.99, Sunday, August 7th at the Hampton Inn and Suites in Saginaw, 2 p.m. till 4 p.m. To register, go to markpatrickseminars.com.
Live from the 90 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Partly cloudy skies and 66 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Percha. An historic Saginaw building is yet another step closer to redevelopment. WSGW's Jonathan Dent reports.
At Monday night's City Council meeting, the council voted to include the Huntington Bank building in downtown Saginaw in the city's brownfield plan. This means that the prospective new owners, Michigan Community Capital, could be reimbursed for certain activities involved with the redevelopment of a building. Tom Miller, vice president of Saginaw Future, says that this is one of many strategies high cost of the project. The $48 million redevelopment will completely renovate the historic building, restoring the crumbling roof and exterior, and adding over 100 mixed-cost apartments. Jonathan Dent, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
The Great Lakes Loons will host an Inclusion Day sponsored by Corteva Agriscience at Dow Diamond Sunday during their game against the Lansing Lugnuts starting at 1:05 p.m. Inclusion Day celebrates bringing together every demographic possible to promote inclusion, diversity, and equity in the community. It will also serve as an outreach to community business partners and nonprofit organizations activities within the Great Lakes Bay region. Community groups from around the region will be present on the concourse, providing information and awareness about their services. Corteva Agriscience will partner with Midland's Open Door to include a non-perishable food and personal hygiene items drive at the event. All items for donation can be dropped off at the fireplace on the main concourse behind home plates and will be distributed across local community pantries and shelters. WSGW News Time, 10:07.
Hey there, folks. I'm Jeremy, co-owner of Daylight Outfitters.
We are a full-service archery pro shop specializing in customer service. Compound, crossbow, and traditional. We can service it all. We feature brands like Bear Archery, Trophy Ridge, Cajun Bow Fishing, Raven Crossbows, Prime Archery, Latitude Tree Saddles, and Darton, just to name a few. We offer a 20-yard indoor video range and 6 lanes of axe throwing. Check us out on social media or daylightoutfitters.com.
1, 2, 3, 4.
In 1964, the Beatles invaded America, and now you have a chance to see the #1 Beatles tribute band in the world, 1964.
Saturday, August 20th at the Jolt Credit Union Event Park. 1964, the tribute, on sale now at Ticketmaster.com or the box office located inside the Dow Event Center. Saturday, August 20th. Don't miss 1964, the tribute at the Jolt Credit Union Event Park.
WSGW News Time, 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. General Motors' second quarter net income fell 40% from a year ago as computer chip and parts shortages hobbled factory output and caused the company's U.S. sales to fall more than 15%. The Detroit automaker said it made $1.67 billion from April through June, in part because it couldn't deliver 95,000 vehicles during the first quarter because they were built another. Last year, it made $2.79 billion. The company said it made an adjusted $1.14 per share, falling short of Wall Street estimates of $1.27. Revenue was $35.75 billion, estimates of $33.9 billion, according to FactSet. Like other automakers, GM has been forced to slow its factories since late 2020, largely due to the global shortage of semiconductors. Private equity investors have been buying up manufactured housing communities and spiking lot rents. A package of bills moving through the practice, putting more protections in place for mobile homeowners. Representative John Cherry of Flint is a co-sponsor of the bills and says nearly 40-year-old laws will be updated to protect the vulnerable in Michigan.
Mostly it's folks who are on fixed incomes or they have very limited income. And if we don't have sufficient consumer protections in place, it's just going to be very difficult who already have a lot of challenges that they're facing.
Cherry says mobile homes aren't really that mobile and sometimes cannot be moved at all. He says some park residents are seeing a more than $200 per month increase on lot rent, which doesn't include a house payment. The Federal Reserve begins a 2-day meeting today, and when it's over, it will cost more to borrow money. It's all about battling inflation, now running at 9.1% over the past 12 months. Behind closed doors, the Reserve will be looking at two main issues, rising inflation rates and the fact we could continue to add more than 350,000 jobs to the economy every month. In News Time 10:10, I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology forecast. Mostly sunny skies here for your day today with a high into the lower 80s. Southwest winds around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then for tonight, a slight chance for some rain showers here. Cloud cover and a low near 63. Wednesday, a chance for showers and thunderstorms. Partial sunshine develops, high around 84 degrees. Then on Thursday, mostly sunny, high of 83. Friday, plenty of blue skies and sun, high around 79. And on Saturday, mostly sunny sky conditions, a high of 83. Sunday, sunshine, a high of 88 degrees. Just Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 65.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
And welcome back. Welcome back to hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW for this July 26th, the Tuesday in July. Had our second closest to the pin at Crooked Creek this morning. And one more to go at Twin Oaks next Tuesday. We'll be telling you about that. We'll get a little bit closer. And then the outing, of course, is on the 16th of August at Sawmill. Closest to the pin at each location gets to bring a foursome to that outing. So next week is your last chance. If you haven't succeeded so far, come on out next Tuesday and see if you can qualify. And I don't know who was closest this morning, but I heard a microphone come on.
I can tell you.
Patrick was there.
You know what? I don't have the chart with me now, but I can tell you it was 11-7. So it stayed where it was when you left early this morning. That was the closest.
Yeah.
So that's two weeks in a row, though, that haven't had anybody get within the single digits. I think last week was 10 feet and this week was 11.
Yeah.
And I will say that a little played a little longer, and I think, than the 152 today at Crooked Creek. Just a touch.
Might be a touch uphill.
Yeah, it was a touch uphill, but the winds, there were no winds, so nobody can blame the winds.
Well, I tell you, the first person that came out this morning, and it was right around 6:30, the very first shot they hit was absolutely pin high, but 2 inches off the green to the side of the pin. If it had been on the green, 2 inches to its left, they would have been the closest today.
So if they just could have just stayed on.
If they could have stayed on, yep. It just was 2 inches off. And I thought from where we were sitting, and I was sitting out there with Ernie, and I thought it was on. And Ernie said, no, will you go up and look? And I went up and looked, and sure enough, 2 inches off. And it had to be on the green to be considered measurable.
There was one gentleman who had a really nice shot, and we thought, all right, I think Ernie's getting out to do the measurement, and he just went up and picked up the ball, and he said, it wasn't even close.
Well, he knew because he does all the measurements, so he knew right away. You could tell by looking at it.
And he's right there, of course. Yeah, it's further back where we were at the tee. It looked like it was a little closer. So, but no, it was a good time, and good. We had a lot of participants, so it was as always. And Joe Whitbeaver, thank you for all the help that you did over there at Crooked Creek, and it was a good time.
All right, so as long as you're sitting there,
yes.
Who was playing baseball for the Tigers last night?
12-4. The representative, I'm forgetting his name, from Sarah Automotive, when we were talking at the
Elvis Pedro?
Elvis. When we were talking with him, I was talking with him today because he was at the game last night, and he said it was unbelievable. He said, first of all, it was a decent crowd for a Monday night at Comerica. He said maybe it had to do with that it was a beautiful night and people just wanted to be outside and all that. He said despite them being 20 games under 500. But he said, yeah, that's what everybody was wondering. It was like, where is this? Where did these bats come from? What happened with the Tigers we've been watching all season long? So it was nice and very good for Miggy. Glad to see him finally get a home run. It had been over 50 games, I think, since he had a home run. Good to see that. And Jamier Candelario's had a really dismal season. Finally got 2 home runs there back-to-back yesterday, so that was good for him, but unfortunately too little too late.
Yeah, I'm going to withdraw my predictions for the year.
Yeah, you were very, very optimistic.
I was optimistic, and boy, was that a disappointment.
Hey, get ready because our football picks here, so predictions.
Oh, yeah, that's coming up, isn't it?
Yeah.
While I got you sitting there, the trade deadline comes up pretty soon for baseball.
Yep.
See the Tigers making a lot of moves?
I think they will try to get rid of Michael Fulmer if they can, or if the price is right and they can get something in exchange. Maybe Jonathan Scope, a team might be out there. Charlie said this yesterday. Maybe there's a playoff team that would like to have that veteran presence of a Jonathan Scope, maybe.
Too bad. I like him.
I do too. But he's not part of the youth movement, though. So I mean,
no, that's for sure. But you still have to have that leadership in the clubhouse.
You do. But if the Tigers think they can get some more draft picks for him, something like that, I could see them possibly making a move there. But I think Michael Fulmer is the top one. If they can find somebody with the right price, they'll trade him.
Another pitcher.
No,
for pitcher.
As we've seen, they need as many arms as possible because everybody seems to be on the injury list.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable, just unbelievable.
I have to wonder. And this is true in almost any sport. You have to wonder when you get that many injuries if there's not something wrong with the conditioning program.
That has been questioned by a lot of people. Now, I don't know what, when it comes to conditioning. What do
I don't
know,
either.
right?
That's why it's it's
But,
kind of a rhetorical question.
It is something, though, that I think if you're Chris Ilitch, I'm hoping, and if you're the owner of the Tigers, and if you're Al Avila, the GM, I'm hoping maybe you have contacted the training staff down there and the conditioning, and you've asked them, okay, is there something we're doing differently? I will say this. I talked to Charlie and I and Terry Henning, we were talking about this, too. It was about a year ago. I was watching Pedro Martinez, great Hall of Fame pitcher.
Absolutely.
He was on the MLB Network, and he was breaking down Casey Mize's pitching. And he said, look, he's got some great stuff. But he showed how Casey was throwing the ball, and he said, unless something changes with his delivery, he's going to end up with Tommy John surgery very quickly.
Way he twisted his arm.
Mm-hmm. And he said he's not. And so I'm watching this. I'm saying, okay, so Pedro Martinez, who's not part of the organization, just is watching this on film, right, or on tape.
Yep.
Why isn't anybody else noticing what's happening here? And that's where I get frustrated with the Tigers, is that Pedro could see it. Why didn't anybody else?
Well,
I don't know.
It's going to be interesting to see if anything comes out of it from the conditioning side and the other issue, the hitting side.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see if there are any changes made.
It is. Listen, I know you got to take a quick break, and I was hearing you last hour. I will say this. I think the issue of abortion, I agree with you. I think it's going, instead of local, I think it's going to go state by state.
Absolutely.
I think here in Michigan, if it gets on the ballot, that constitutional amendment, if it gets on the ballot for us to vote on, that would legalize abortion. I think it would be approved, and I think that would bring out a lot of voters. Now, my question would be, how many people would vote for that amendment and then vote for the Republican candidate for governor, let's say, or for state house or whatever?
Probably going to be some. But also remember that there will be those who oppose it come out too. They're going to offset at least some of those votes. I think it would pass, but it would be an offset vote to a degree.
And I'll just leave you with this. It is that issue is a pocketbook issue.
Not the pocketbook issue as we think of pocketbook issues. It's a pocketbook issue for some, but for the majority of Americans, the pocketbook issue happens when you go to the grocery store, when you go to the gas station, when you buy anything. That's a pocketbook issue.
This is a pocketbook issue.
It's an esoteric pocketbook issue for some.
Major pocketbook issue.
Nope.
You're talking about jobs. You're talking about. Oh yeah,
not
this is
to
huge.
the degree that the inflation hits the pocketbook of every American.
And
this
if it
does
wasn't-
not hit the pocketbook of every American.
And if it wasn't huge, why isn't the Republican Party wanting to tout it and talk more about it?
Well, I think they think they got their way. They feel they got their way with the court. Why
So
would
maybe
they? Why would
this-
they?
So maybe then this goes the opposite way. Anger always drives people to.
Well, it will drive some, as I've said.
Right.
I agree with you there.
That's
I think
why
it will drive some, but it will also drive those who oppose the others. I mean, there is going to be an opposing vote. I think in the long run, state by state, you're absolutely right. I think in the long run, in a number of states, the majority will pass some type of allowance for abortion.
Yeah.
I do agree with you.
Yeah.
But I do believe that will also drive out the opposition to a point.
I think it's just going to make this not not your normal midterm. However, I will say this, and I hate doing predictions, especially before August.
Yeah.
But I think I would not be surprised if the Republicans took control of the House. The Senate might be. We don't know exactly.
The Senate is tighter. Yes.
So I could see the Republicans on the congressional side winning the House. However, I could see Democrats in the state of Michigan taking at least one of the chambers. One, not both, but one.
Maybe.
One.
That's iffy.
I know. I said
it's iffy, but I would. Well, listen. It's.
Mark
I
this
think
down,
let's
Mark.
put it this
July
way.
26th.
Here, let's put it this way. I think, in some ways, at least one of the chambers may be too close to call. How's that?
Okay, we'll leave
We'll
it
agree
there.
on that, right?
That's right. All right, thanks,
Pat.
Art.
You bet. Bye now. All right, lines open for you, folks. Whatever you have on your mind, give us a call. We'd love to chat with you here on the Art Lewis Show. And let me ask how your sleep was last night, because, in this day and age, we're asked to do more for less. Now, theoretically, when you go to bed, you spend about a third of your life in bed. If you sleep 8 hours a day like you're supposed to, that's a third of your life, isn't it? Well, you really need to get a quality sleep, and you can do it with a quality mattress from Sanitary Mattress. You can visit all the so-called sleep stores, or you can rest assured the mattress you're using is manufactured right here in the Great Lakes Bay region to your specifications. Now, your dollars are spent and they stay right here in our local economy. Your time in bed may be cut short by today's demanding world, but don't be fooled. You can still get a quality good night's sleep on a Sanitary mattress. And they feature 1-hour window delivery of your mattress to your home. If you have an RV or a boat, Sanitary Mattress will custom make a mattress for you. Box stores can't do that. Visit Sanitary Mattress, factory and showroom, serving this area since 1935. Set your GPS to 5343 James Road in Saginaw, just east of the Harry Brown Airport. Visit them on the web at sanitarymattress.com or call them at 989-753-1757. Sanitary Mattress.
Your career takes flight when you join the winning teams at Soaring Eagle and Saginaw Eagles Landing. The premier gaming and entertainment destinations in Michigan are currently hiring for a wide variety of positions for all levels of experience. Visit us online at SoaringEagleCasino.com for a full list of openings and learn about all the benefits and the new $15 an hour minimum wage. Apply today at Soaring Eagle Casino Resort and Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel.
Napa! The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal, the sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us. From the feelings that move us to the places that pull us on the roads that unite us. With nearly 6,000 stores and over 17,000 auto care centers, Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
I'm Connell McShane. This is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks open narrowly higher. Boeing shares are losing ground after workers at 3 plants in the St. Louis area voted to reject a contract offer and begin a strike August 1st. Philips, the maker of Sonicare toothbrushes and Norelco shavers, is lowering its sales forecast, blaming supply chain disruptions, inflation, and COVID lockdowns in China, which significantly affected its business there. Shares of companies that make treatments and vaccines that can be used on monkeypox are rising after the World Health Organization declared the emergency. Among companies rallying, Sega Technologies, Inovio Pharmaceuticals, and Emergent Biosolutions. And digital publishing company Squarespace is lowering its full-year guidance. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola, invested in you.
The economy is heading for a total disaster. The Fed must choose between a stock market and housing market crash or hyperinflation. Hi, this is Stephen K. Bannon, and I urge you to diversify your retirement savings into physical gold today. To help you get started, my friends at Birch Gold have created a free information kit on gold IRAs. To get your free copy, just text SHELTER to 989898. There's no obligation or purchase required. Again, that's SHELTER to 989898.
Yeah, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending Ooma and their all-in-one phone, video, and collaboration solution.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Visit Ooma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Ooma. Smart communications for the smarter business.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
Hi, this is Mike Avery. You know you can hear my outdoor magazine show Sunday mornings, 9 till noon on WSGW. But now there's another option. Saturday morning, 6 till 9. Tune in for the latest outdoor news and information, hunting and fishing tips, wildlife and conservation issues, even some wild game cooking. That's Outdoor Saturday mornings, 6 till 9, right here on WSGW 790 AM and 100.5 FM.
All right, back with you here on the Art Lewis Show. And back to our phones. Michael is in Bay City. Michael, good morning.
Good morning, Art.
Morning.
Good morning. I just got a little question for you. Maybe you can find out from somebody. Yesterday, I gassed up in Bay City and paid like $4.56 or right around that for a gallon of gas.
Yep.
And then about an hour later, wife and I took a road trip to Tawas to have lunch and go out there on a bay. You know how much gas was in Tawas yesterday?
No.
409.
Oh, really?
Well, somebody explained that to me. Isn't that agreed by the oil companies?
Well, there's a lot of factors that go into pricing, including transportation costs and all of that.
Well,
it's hard to say, but let's put it this way. You can't say greed until you know what the product cost the company. If you knew what the product cost, then you could say greed.
Now, me and you have been around for a while. You remember they used to say it costs more up north because it costs more to truck it up there? That is a total nonsense. Well, anyhow, I just wanted to say
that is interesting. 409, huh?
Less 45 cents more in Bay City.
Well, listen, the other day, as I've said earlier, it was like 489 in Saginaw and 451 in Midland. Go figure.
Well, yes.
Go figure.
But
it's supply and demand, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, we're kind of shocked driving by. It says 409. I said, you kidding me?
Did you fill up, I hope?
Well, I just filled up in Bay City, an hour before I got there? What am I going to get?
Listen, I'll tell you what. The pricing of gasoline is one of the great mysteries of the world.
Yeah.
So,
well, my idea was always these big oil executives, they sit at a breakfast somewhere, having a nice breakfast, and they'll put all these different prices in a hat, and they draw one and say that's for today.
Interesting idea.
Then with push the button, and everybody in the country, all the gas stations get the same price. Anyhow, that's all I want. I was really shocked to see that 409.
Yeah, that's pretty cheap. All right, good enough. Thanks, Michael. Bye. Because as I said that, I'm saying to myself, what are you saying? 409, that's pretty cheap. Well, relative to 509, yeah. But relative to what it was, no. 409 is still high. But it is an interesting question how market prices, and remember that word, market prices, how are they determined? What makes gas 409 in Tawas and 451 in Midland or 449 or whatever? What makes it 459 in Bay City, 409 in Tawas? I do not know the answer to that, and it is one of the great puzzles of the world. I really believe that it's it's one of those things that we are just never going to know completely the answer to how that tipping price is formulated. The tipping price, when the gasoline distributor goes to the terminal to pick up the gasoline and it's loaded into their tanker trucks, that's the tipping price, what they pay for it at the distributor. And then that sets the retail price when it's delivered. I have talked to gasoline executives and still do not understand how it's done. Now, I understand part of it is based on the commodity. That is the price of that gallon of oil or that barrel of oil. But where it goes from there, I can't begin to tell you. And what is the normal space between the barrel of oil price and the gasoline retail price? How many cents is it? So let's say they pay $100 for a barrel of oil. That should produce wholesale gasoline at X number, and retail is X plus that number. What are those numbers? That's the confusing part. I don't know the answer. Are they making excess profits? I don't know. I do know it's very expensive to search and drill for oil. But what is a reasonable profit? Are they gouging us? Or are they just following the market? You know, right now, for example, it was reported Saudi Arabia has so much money. They're talking about building this miles-long building, literally one building miles long, that will house thousands and thousands of people in retail and office and what have you for like 9 or 11 miles. I forgot what it is now, because they have so much money because of the price of a barrel of oil. So, you know, they don't set the price. They play the game. It's a commodity. It's traded on the open market. They can affect the price by how much they produce. Although in his recent trip to beg for more oil from Saudi Arabia, we found out that the Saudis think that their capacity to produce is pushing the limit. They believe their limit to produce is something like 13 million barrels a day. And they're producing 9.5 or 10 right now, could produce a little bit more. But didn't put a lot of hope out that that's going to actually happen. Maybe they'll up it a little bit. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you when it comes to that. Why that price should be $409 in Tawas and $459 in Bay City, I don't know. Or why does it differ anywhere else? Now, part of it, state to state, I can give you an explanation there because state taxes are different everywhere. And you will see that if you travel by car, you go from state to state, cross the border, the price changes. Part of that is because of taxation. Here in Michigan, we have the gas tax, plus we have the sales tax. So you will pay more in the pump that you do in Ohio, let's say. That's part of the price. But not locally. Shouldn't affect it locally. Tawas's gas tax is the same as Bay City's gas tax. I'd like to find out the answer. It's an interesting question that Michael raises. All right, let's take a break. Lines are open for you. Give us a call, whatever's on your mind, whatever you'd like to chat about, we'll talk to you about it.
It is the fundamental right of parents to direct the education of their children, unquote. That's the state law. And Representative Annette Glenn sponsored a bill to require posting that right in school offices and board meetings. Fighting for parents. Paid for by Annette Glenn for State Senate.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
This is what camping sounds like when you have sleep apnea and struggle with CPAP. And this is what camping sounds like when you have Inspire and don't need a CPAP. If you have sleep apnea and struggle with CPAP, Inspire could work for you. Inspire works inside the body and keeps you breathing normally and sleeping peacefully. No mask, no hose, just sleep. To learn more, visit inspiresleep.com.
Inspire your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Babbel. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at babbel.com/TNC.
I studied Spanish in college and never got fluent. But then I tried Babbel.
Want the most effective way to learn another language? In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel's bite-sized lessons will have you learning another language in as little as 3 weeks.
Babbel is all conversation-based, so it gets you speaking quickly about things you actually talk about in the real world.
You'll really see a difference in how conversational you can be in just a few weeks.
Babbel isn't just lessons. You can listen to podcasts, play games, watch videos. You can even take live online teacher. There are so many ways to learn with Babbel.
University studies have shown that using Babbel for 15 hours is equivalent to a semester of college Spanish. If you want to learn a new language, there's no better way than Babbel. Text radio to 64,000 to try Babbel for free. That's radio to 64,000. RADIO to 64,000.
The IRS doesn't mess around. If they want your money, they'll take it. They can take your paycheck and bank accounts too, even threaten your home or business. Don't take on the IRS alone. If you owe back taxes, the smartest thing you can do is call Optima Tax Relief. The experts at Optima specialize in a powerful IRS tax assistance Fresh Start Initiative, and their clients that qualify are saving thousands. One call starts the process to stop the demand letters, stop aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS from targeting you. But don't delay. It's important to act now while you still have options. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Optima has already resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get your life back. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima now for your free consultation. Call 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply for taxrelief.com.
The WSGW Morning Team Show.
You might remember I was enjoying a snack, chocolate-covered yogurt raisins. As I've done throughout my life, after I've enjoyed my little boxes of raisins, I've enjoyed placing the box in my mouth because the box will make noises if you blow through it.
Okay.
But you might remember I discovered I couldn't make that box make a noise because I discovered that the chocolate-covered raisins, that they were using a kind of a wax sealant to protect the chocolatiness I was guessing. And I wondered, oh my gosh, is that the case, or was this actually for even regular raisins as well? I did my investigative work, and I can happily report to you that I now have a normal box of raisins in my mouth now.
It works.
It works. And you have to know it's not just this one box. So all the boxes work.
Thorough investigation, Charlie. Thank you.
Didn't want to waste your time, but
no, whatever.
Thank you. Thank you.
No.
The Morning Team Show, weekdays 5:30 till 9 on WSGW. Broadcasting from the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center Studios. This is WSGW.
And we are back with you here on WSGW on this Tuesday morning. Lines are open for you, 989-752-6111. If you followed the Pope's visit to Canada, it's a very interesting visit. It's called I got to find the correct word here, penitential pilgrimage. Penance is what they're doing. And it's a week-long visit. He traveled to the land of 4 Cree nations to pray at a cemetery and delivered a long-awaited apology for what happened in the Indigenous residential schools in Canada that the Christians were involved in. Forced assimilation of Natives people into Christian society. The Pope said it destroyed their cultures, severed families, marginalized generations. And as we discovered a couple of years ago, a lot of graves were found. The Pope apologized. He humbly begged forgiveness for the evil committed by so many Christians against the Indigenous people. And most, not all, but most of the Indigenous people that were there seemed to accept that apology. And it's interesting, he did not say Catholics, he said Christians, all Christians. And the church itself, as we all know, has had a lot to apologize for. And this one he didn't put it entirely on the Catholic Church, but on Christianity as a whole. Be interesting to see what the rest of his pilgrimage to Canada reveals. All right. I've been told a couple of listeners called and told us that gas stations don't make money from gas alone. Yeah, we realize that. They make most of their money because why are they all of a sudden convenience stores? Because that's where the money is. That's where the money is. But it's not to say they don't make anything on gasoline. TJ's in Saginaw. TJ, good morning.
How you doing, Art?
Good.
Just a real quick one. I paid $3.65 yesterday in Detroit and filled up.
Yeah, I would fill up too. Wow.
Yes.
That's a big difference.
Between probably 2 Mile and 6 Mile Road down there, all the gas stations were between $3.65 and $3.77.
Great. Hopefully that's a sign of things to come for us.
I hope so. Well, have a good day.
Hey, thanks, TJ. Have a good one. Bye-bye now.
Yep. Bye-bye.
And let's talk to Errol, my Canadian buddy.
Do you think the Pope brought a check for about $5 million?
No.
Instead of saying, I'm sorry?
No, I don't think he brought a check.
Well, and the people out there could probably use it.
They could probably use it, but you know what, though? They've been waiting for this apology for a long time.
But the apology is, it doesn't help them, that area, very much. I used to hear, when I was in school, I went to a Catholic school up there in the boonies, and we used to hear about that area of Canada for half the time that I was in school, and no one ever did about it. I mean, they got a house that they tore away from their families and moved them all over the countryside.
Well, that's because,
I'll bet they're still finding bodies.
In Canada, here to some degree too, but in Canada particularly, the indigenous people were the ones set upon by society.
You think?
Yeah, I think. And, and in some ways far worse than what happened in this country.
25 miles from an Indian reservation, those people were treated horribly. They were battled when they went into the grocery store, got kicked out because they looked dirty. And I can remember growing up during the war, they used to trade us for a pair of shoes. They would trade us tokens and coins, and we could use them in the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
From the Indian reservations. They used to go down the street 3 or 4, but you knew that they were Indians. But they were looking for shoes and gloves and stuff like that, and they always had tokens and usable money stuff when I was growing up.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong. We used to.
I just want those
and correct me if I'm wrong, but in Canada are they not referred to as First Nation people?
They are now, but it never used to be that way.
Yeah.
I'm not sure when First Nation came up. I think it was Trudeau's dad. That might have been when that started, and living down.
Well, I know every time, ever since I've been going up to Canada, it's been First Nation. But that's been quite a while.
And it was a nice change, but they still need some more because there are other Indian reservations that need a lot of help. You go.
Yeah, well, that's true in this country too. That's true in this country.
From here to Sudbury, you got to go through an Indian reservation on that highway to get there, and those people look pretty destitute. Some of them do.
Well, it's true in this country too, Earl. It's not unique to Canada. Reservations. Some reservations in this country are that way. Now, I will also tell you, having chatted with many of them on trips, some of them choose to live that way. They want to live that way. They want to honor their heritage and their ancestors, and that's the way they choose to live. Others, not so much.
Yeah, they haven't said one word about the Eskimo nations that's north of the border, and that'll be the next thing.
Yep.
You know. So, but anyway.
All right. Good
Have a
enough.
day, sir.
Thanks,
Talk
Russ.
to you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Yep.
All right, Russ and Gene, hang on. We'll get to you next here on the Art Lewis Show.
Flock to Dow Diamond Saturday for Princess and Pirate Night, where you too can be royalty.
A princess? Shut up.
Or a scallywag.
You are without doubt the worst pirate I've ever heard of.
After the game, we'll light up the kingdom with a fireworks loontacular.
Hey, we saw fireworks.
Princess, are you okay? Powered by Farm Bureau Insurance. Tickets are selling fast.
My God, you ate the princess.
Get yours now at loons.com. Princess and Pirate Night, Saturday at Dow Diamond.
Bye-bye, boys.
Have fun storming the castle.
Dive in. It's Loons baseball time.
In this election, look to the name you can trust for state representative. Working as a Defense Intelligence Agency officer, Bill G. Schuette joined the fight against terrorists and drug cartels. Now Bill G. Schuette is prepared to move mid-Michigan forward. He will fight Biden inflation and put money back in your wallet by cutting the income tax. Schuette backs the blue and will support our law enforcement. Schuette will fight to ensure parents have a seat at the table in their children's education. Voting should be honest and easy, which is why Bill G. Schuette supports common sense photo ID requirements for elections. On August 2nd, conservative Republican you can trust. Bill G. Schuette.
I'm Bill G. Schuette, and this ad was paid for by Bill G. Schuette for state representative. I've briefed generals. I can stand up to Democrats in Lansing.
All roads lead to the 67th Annual Munger Potato Festival, July 28th through the 31st. Enjoy carnival rides, food tent, games, famous potato bratwurst, and of course, plenty of free potatoes and great music. On Thursday, the festival queen will be chosen at 7, and it's the rear-wheel drive figure 8 and front-wheel demo derby. Gates open at 5, racing starts at 7. In the entertainment tent, it's Todd and Pete Unplugged, followed by Billy Gunther and the Midwest Riders, with free admittance to the entertainment tent. Is Andrew Braun, Waylon Hannell, followed by the Family Tradition Band, plus the front-wheel drive figure 8 and the rear-wheel drive demo derby. Saturday is Kids Day with the 5K Spud Run sponsored by the Frankenmuth Credit Union. Magician Cameron Zavara at noon, bicycle drawing, and more. Music in the entertainment tent features Rebel Line, followed by the Sinclairs. Saturday also features the Power Wheel figure 8, front and rear-wheel drive figure 8, and the front-wheel drive team demo derby. Returning this year is the Cornhole Tournament Saturday at 2. It's the granddaddy of them all, the Munger Potato Festival. Details at mungerpotatofest.com.
I wanted to know why some people who get COVID-19 get it so bad. I found out it may be because they such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, smoking, and asthma. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if an authorized oral treatment is right for you. Learn about an option at treatcovid19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your 800-401-6681.
The January 6th attack.
Today you will hear much more that his claims of election fraud were nonsense.
News coverage.
It looks so staged.
Around the clock.
It is the least legitimate committee in American history.
News on WSGW.
All right, back, and let's go to our phones. Russ in Bay City. Russ, good morning.
Good morning, Art. Well, I wish I were shocked, but I'm not. Can you really call it an apology if you're deferring guilt? That the Catholic Church did that. and he didn't. And it's not an apology. It's a deferment. It's an apology. It's fake BS to look like an apology, and I think it's disgusting. Why did he even waste his time?
Well, I'll tell you how I feel about it. I think that's going to be up to the indigenous people to choose whether or not they're satisfied.
Well, it's true that we can all look at, but we all get to look. And I mean, he's a world leader. You can judge him based on his actions as a world leader. And
that's true.
This is not an apology. This is, it's not just our fault. It's all Christian. No, it was not all Christians. That's a load of hooey.
I don't know. Is it?
It is. It was the Catholic Church's schools.
Exclusively.
It wasn't the Christian schools. It was the Catholic Church's schools.
Exclusively.
And the Catholic Church does not.
Are you saying it's exclusive to them?
It was, yeah. Yeah, they had schools all over America, too, where little boys were being raped. And it's a disgusting history that still goes on today. And yet don't apologize, fix it.
All right.
Don't tell me you're sorry, fix it.
Good enough,
and
Russ.
they have it, and they won't.
All right. Good enough. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Gene in Bay City. Gene, go ahead. Gene? Hello, Gene.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can now.
Okay, good. Talk to you. Thanks for taking my call. I want to point out that Christianity, there are many, many, many different denominations. And of course, nobody knows for sure who did what wrong exactly. But in this particular case, those were Catholic schools.
Okay.
So I just want to point that out. When you lump all Christians together,
well, I didn't. I didn't.
Not correct.
I didn't. The Pope did. The Pope apologized for Christians. He did not specifically say he apologized for Catholics. He said he apologized for Christians.
Well,
I didn't lump it together. He did.
That's nice. But it was the Catholic schools in that particular case. I kind of wanted to bring up something else. I've always given to a lot of different charities, especially when I was working. I don't so much now. But a lot of the Indian reservations, like around Appalachia and some of these places, they have no water. They don't have wells. They have to go and truck in water. Now, I can't understand why the government couldn't at least put a well on those reservations so those people had, decent water all the time without having to go and haul it and pay for it.
Yeah. I don't know the answer to that, but it's a good point.
Yeah. I give to one of the ministers that I give to, I always point that out.
Yeah, by the way,
messages that
let me go back to the schools. Let me go back to the schools for a moment, because the articles I've read, and this is exactly how they describe those schools. More than 150,000 Native children in Canada were forced to attend government-funded Christian schools from the 1970s, from the 19th century until the 1970s.
Well, as I said, nobody knows for sure who was guilty of how much, but in this particular case, it was the Catholic schools. But back to my other, I had one more other thing to say.
Well, we're not going to have time because I'm out of it, so we'll save that for another time.
Thank you.
All right, Gene, have a good one. Bye-bye now. And we will be back to close out.
Tudor Dixon. Working in the steel industry, she saw the results of Governor Whitmer's policies. Businesses closed, jobs lost, families moving away. Biden's policies aren't helping either. Gas prices and inflation skyrocketing. Tudor Dixon will stand strong against policies that hurt Michigan and government overreach. A businesswoman, a mother, a breast cancer survivor. Fighting for Michigan, not working. Dixon for governor.
Paid for by Americans for Prosperity. Not authorized by any candidate. AmericansForProsperity.org.
Are you ready for retirement?
Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier. In Empower Your Retirement, they talk about how a well-thought-out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including how tax and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-dos to prepare for the retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
Okay, open wide. Good to see you've been flossing. Your chest? Oh, that's just my lentil soup. It was supposed to be here an hour ago. I'll say it's unprofessional. We should have ordered through EasyCater. Food shows up on time as ordered. Yeah, it really burns me up, too. Oh, the soup. Oh, hold my crackers. I'll go get the lead apron.
Some food just doesn't work at work, but EasyCater just does. Food for work on time and as ordered from over 85,000 restaurants. Order 24/7 at easycater.com.
Hey, Jim! Thanks for coming.
Are you kidding? I never miss one of your dinner parties. How's the new job?
Somehow we're doing great, and I stopped working weekends. Thanks to how smooth everything runs in NetSuite by
We're still using QuickBooks.
Why haven't you upgraded to NetSuite?
We're making QuickBooks work, sort of.
Watch your language. The kids are right there. Sorry, Amy. NetSuite gives you visibility and control of your financials, inventory, HR, planning, budgeting, and more. NetSuite is everything you need to grow, all in one place. And 93% of surveyed businesses increase their visibility and control since upgrading from QuickBooks to NetSuite.
Yeah, sounds like it's time for me to switch to NetSuite. Over 31,000 businesses already use NetSuite. And for a limited time, NetSuite has extended their one-of-a-kind financing program offer to those ready to upgrade at netsuite.com/radar. Head to netsuite.com/radar. Special financing offer on the #1 financial system for growing businesses. netsuite.com/radar.
Well, that wraps it up for today. Thank you for joining us here on the Art Lewis Show. We'll be back tomorrow to do it all over again. In the meantime, stick around for Focus. We're going to focus on Hidden Harvest, what it does and how it's getting along with all the shortages out there. That will be coming up after the news here on WSGW. The news is next.
From the Premier Kitchen WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland. WSGW.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Zoom.
I'm Steve Kathan. Higher prices have plenty of people concerned about the economy. CBS's Stephen Portnoy has the latest evidence.
The Conference Board says worries about inflation persist, dragging down consumer confidence for the third straight month. The White House says the president has acted to keep gas prices lower than where they'd otherwise be, with the Treasury Department analysis estimating Mr. Biden's tapping of the Strategic Petroleum Reserve has lowered the price by 40 cents a gallon. Aides also dispute the is currently in a recession, even if Thursday's GDP numbers have the economy has shrunk for 2 successive quarters.
General Motors says it took in $1.67 billion from April through June. That's 40% lower than a year ago as computer chip and parts shortages drove down sales. A former president and ex-vice president are in Washington, D.C. today, each taking aim at the administration and perhaps hoping for a longer return after the 2024 election.
We need to permanently extend the Trump pandemic. We need to unleash American energy and lower the cost of gasoline at the pump with freedom.
The former Vice President Mike Pence speaking this morning at an event not far from where former President Trump will appear, his first return to the nation's capital since leaving office. CBS's Caitlin Huey-Burns.
President Trump is expected to headline the America First Agenda Summit here in Washington, where organizers out a policy agenda for this year's midterm elections and likely his own political comeback.
CBS's Cammie McCormick tells us Russia is preparing to go it alone as it looks to focus attention on its own space station.
The head of Moscow's space agency says Russia will leave the International Space Station after 2024. The U.S. and Russia have been working together on the station, which has been in orbit since 1998. But tensions between Russia and the West are high over Moscow's invasion of Ukraine. Space exploration has been one of the few areas where cooperation has continued.
The fire crews have made some progress on the Big Blaze Park. Natasha Fouts is a California fire official.
We're getting in more resources. We're the top priority fire in the state right now.
55 homes and other buildings have been destroyed. This Florida ticket buyer promises to be charitable if he wins the $810 million Mega Millions jackpot.
In those moments, it's about doing something for other people, right? Those less fortunate.
It's the fourth largest lottery prize in U.S. history. Right now on Wall Street, the Dow is down 65 points. NASDAQ's down 150. This is CBS News.
500,000 businesses connect using Zoom for communication and collaboration around the globe. Zoom, how the world connects.
This segment of Our Community's Care is brought to you by the Saginaw Community Foundation. For the month of July, Saginaw Community Foundation proudly spotlights Hidden Harvest. Hidden Harvest has rescued and distributed over 46 million food since being founded by the Saginaw Community Foundation in 1994. Every day, Hidden Harvest collects surplus food from restaurants, grocery stores, farmers, and more. Hidden Harvest then delivers this amazing food in refrigerated trucks to over 175 community partners serving local kids and families. Please make a donation to Hidden Harvest to support our food rescue and hunger relief mission. When you make a financial gift to Hidden Harvest, you help save excess food from being wasted. And that food is shared with agencies serving individuals in our community, trying to get back on their feet after a rough couple of years. Your support keeps Hidden Harvest trucks on the road during a time when gas prices are high and the cost of food has greatly increased. Visit our website at hiddenharvest.com to make your contribution.
This is what camping sounds like when you have sleep apnea and struggle with CPAP. And this is what camping sounds like when you have Inspire and don't need a CPAP. If you have sleep apnea, Inspire could work for you. Inspire works inside the body and keeps you breathing normally and sleeping peacefully. No mask, no hose, just sleep. To learn more, visit inspiresleep.com.
Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. For a virtual or in-home appointment, call 800-826-9895. That's 800-826-9895. 800-826-9895.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Guys, it's 70 degrees at 11:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Percha. Saginaw's Police Canine Program has a new fundraising partnership. At Monday night's City Council meeting, the council voted to approve an agreement with the Saginaw Community Foundation for the purposes of handling donations for the city's Police Canine Program. The partnership comes after a previous agreement with the Saginaw Valley Police Canine Association was dissolved after that nonprofit withheld funds for a new police dog, citing concerns over the health of the canines. Police Chief Robert Roos says those funds will be handed over now that the new agreement is official. At a previous meeting, the council voted to purchase the new canine Crixus using city funds, prompting the SVPCA to back out of their arrangement. The Saginaw Community Foundation will now handle donations for those purchases. Saginaw entrepreneurs can now apply for a chance to win $2,000 in business assistance through Saginaw Soup. The program is a collaborative effort between 7 organizations that assists entrepreneurs, and they are now accepting applications for their fall pitch competition. Saginaw Soup will work with participants to provide training and other opportunities to help grow their businesses. The pitch competition winner will receive a prize of $2,000. The deadline for applications is July 31st, with the competition scheduled for November. My Michigan Health has partnered with Davenport University and SVSU to offer tuition discounts and scholarships to its employees looking to further their education. Starting with the fall semester, My Michigan Health employees who enroll at Davenport or SVSU will receive a tuition discount or scholarship for undergraduate and graduate level programs, as well as specialty certifications or professional development courses. Immediate family members of My Michigan Health employees may also be eligible for a tuition discount at Davenport. WSGW News Time, 11:07.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail. The sun cause premature failure of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a Roof Max shingle treatment and get some peace of mind. Get more life for less money. Guaranteed with Roof Max, a powerful fusion of science and nature. Call Ben today at 859-6751.
1, 2, 3, 4. In 1964, the Beatles invaded America. And now you have a chance to see the #1 Beatles tribute band in the world. 1964. Can you hear me?
Saturday, August 20th at the Jolt Credit Union Event Park. 1964, the tribute on Mr.com or the box office located inside the Dow Event Center. Saturday, August 20th. Don't miss 1964, the tribute at the Jolt Credit Union Event Park.
WSGW News Time, 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. The Michigan Public Service Commission is urging propane customers to shop now to lock in supply for home heating season. Michiganders who rely on propane to heat their homes should explore locking in supplies now to ensure they'll have the fuel when they need as winter cold sets in and demand increases. The commission is urging Michigan propane users to shop around for the best. They're back to winter weather and to research options, ask questions about contracts, and get terms in writing. It's particularly important for customers to know their costs in advance, as energy prices have risen sharply amid ongoing fallout from COVID-19 pandemic and Russia's war on Ukraine. The 2020 census had some very profound effects on the state of Michigan and the city of Detroit. Here's a Michigan News Network's Ryan Marshall.
U.S. Senator Gary Peters held a Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee field hearing at the Wayne County Community College District campus in downtown Detroit to discuss the 2020 U.S. Census. The Detroit census undercount was a major issue. Jane Garcia, vice chair of Latin Americans for Social and Economic Development, believes the undercount continues the disenfranchisement of some minority and underserved communities.
Unfortunately for Michigan, we lost a congressional seat, and that's going to be really hard on us for the going forward when you look at how the people will fight for representation. I thought that was very important to mention that. The undercount was very specifically noticeable because we did not have the partnerships.
Detroit Mayor Mike Duggan was also at the hearing. He and others said they're hoping for an appeal or minimally an investigation on the count process.
Call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 11:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology forecast. Mostly sunny skies here for your day today with a high into the lower 80s. Southwest winds around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then for tonight, a slight chance for some rain showers here late, increasing cloud cover and a low near 63. Wednesday, a chance for showers and thunderstorms. Partial sunshine develops, high around 84 degrees. Then on Thursday, mostly sunny, high of 83. Friday, plenty of blue skies and sun, high around 79. Saturday, mostly sunny sky conditions, a high of 83. Sunday, sunshine, a high of 88 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 71.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 New Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
Good morning to you. Welcome to another edition of Focus here on WSGW. Brought to you by the safe, proven, and affordable alternative to asphalt shingle roof replacement that is called RoofMax. You can find out more online at getroofmax.com, or you can call Ben at 989-859-6751. RoofMax, and that is spelt with 2 X's, RoofMax. Today we're going to learn about one of my favorite organizations. In terms of full reveal, I was on the board for 9 years, the first 9 years of the organization. It is Hidden Harvest in Saginaw. We're going to find out about it this morning from its CEO, its president and CEO, Samantha McKenzie. Samantha, good morning. Samantha, are you there?
Good morning, Art.
There
can you hear me?
You are. I can now. Good morning. Glad to have you with us.
I'm so excited to be talking to you because you do already know so much about Hidden Harvest, but we've got a lot going on lately, and I look forward to giving you the update.
So I'm curious. When I left the board, which was a number of years ago, I think we had hit 2.25 million pounds, something like that, collected. Where are you today? What do the numbers look like?
Yeah, so since rescued and distributed 46 million pounds of good, nutritious food throughout the Great Lakes Bay region.
Wow. Yeah. So we've heard the news. Everybody's heard the news about supply chain disruptions and what have you, that all of the food bank programs are running short. How are you doing at Hidden Harvest?
That is what is in the news for sure. The cost of everything has gone up, and food being, that critical piece for our families that we serve, it's harder and harder for them to afford the food that they need. So we're helping to fill that gap. We're still picking up excess stuff, but we also we've received a little bit of support from the Saginaw Community Foundation and from some other partners, so that we were able of some food to help fill in that gap even more during this time of greater need.
And one of the things I remember at the time, back in the day, we were not affiliated with the Food Bank of Eastern Michigan. And I think it was my last or next to last year on the board when that affiliation took place. People need to understand, though, that you have to buy food from the food bank, don't you?
Correct. Yeah, so the Food Bank of Eastern Michigan is a great partner of ours. We actually got a free truckload of fresh produce yesterday from them. And during the summer months when their stockpile is a little bit higher, they've been sending stuff our way. So we've seen a great it's just we've really come together, and it's nice. They're the Feeding America part.
Yeah.
We have been, using funds that we get in to purchase food from them, but they've also been kicking us some really great fresh produce. We were sorting through cabbages yesterday and some really great strawberries and tomatoes and all kinds of fresh fruit.
For those that may not know what Hidden Harvest is, go through the procedure. What does Hidden Harvest do, and how do you do it?
Yep. So every day, Hidden Harvest, we collect extra food from restaurants, grocery stores, farmers, bakeries, caterers, wonderful businesses throughout the region. And then we take that still good food, it's amazing food, we take it in our refrigerated trucks to over 175 different community partners. So these partners are the soup kitchens, they're the shelter trees and youth and senior programs that serve our local kids and families. So we take what's already out there and we just make sure it gets put to good use.
This is sort of the modern version of Gleaners, isn't it?
Yeah, and we even have some people that do glean for us. We've got Potato Dave. He knows when the potatoes get picked, and he asks the farmer's permission, and he'll go out there in the fields after they've been picked, and he'll get us some boxes of potatoes. It's pretty great.
And it just goes to show it takes more than just the employees of Hidden Harvest or the board to make this happen, doesn't it?
Yeah, we have some really great volunteers, and so many of the volunteers we work with, they're running the pantry in the basement of the church, and they're just doing what they can in a garden. They're for us, or they're advocating for us when they're at an event and there's a lot of extra food, and they point them in the right direction.
All right, Samantha, hang on. I have to take a break, and we will be back. We're talking to Samantha McKenzie. She's the president and CEO of Hidden Harvest in Saginaw. We will return with more after these notes.
In this election, look to the name you can trust for state representative, Bill G. Schuette. Working as a Defense Intelligence Agency officer, Bill G. Schuette joined the fight against terrorists and drug cartels. Now Bill G. Schuette is prepared to move forward. He will fight Biden inflation and put money back in your wallet by cutting the income tax. Schuette backs the blue and will support our law enforcement. Schuette will fight to ensure parents have a seat at the table in their children's education. Voting should be honest and easy, which is why Bill G. Schuette supports common sense photo ID requirements for elections. On August 2nd, vote for the conservative Republican you can trust, Bill G. Schuette.
I'm Bill G. Schuette, and this ad was paid for by Bill G. Schuette for state representative. I've briefed generals. I can stay.
At the United States Postal Service, we deliver packages fast and affordably, so you can give your customers what they want when they need it. We're delivering for one-stop shops, mom and pops, pop-ups, startups, retail, wholesale, large scale, small biz, big box, customers, customizers. So no matter what business you're in, we'll always be delivering for you. USPS, delivering for America. Learn more at USPS.com/delivering.
It's been a while since I gave myself a real chance to meet someone new.
Susan and John are two kindred spirits who rediscovered the romance they deserve. The secure dating site for singles over 50.
John is a massive foodie like me. It's been amazing to experience some of my favorite things again with someone who makes my heart beat faster. I'm so glad I got back out there.
Sign up today at silversingles.com/love. That's silversingles.com/love.
Hey, Mike, what are you doing way up on that ladder? You're going to hurt yourself.
Oh, I'm trying to unclog these gutters.
That's smart. I had water damage from my gutters last year. It cost me $10,000.
Wait, $10,000?
Yeah, and from over here, it looks like water's been pouring over your clogged gutters, and it's probably doing real damage to what I did. Get off the ladder and call Leaf Filter.
Yeah, but I need to get these gutters flowing now.
That's why you need to call Leaf Filter. They'll clean and realign your gutters and install their exclusive micro mesh screen system so nothing gets in your gutters except water.
So Leaf Filter protects my house from damage and means no more gutter cleaning for me?
Bingo. Plus, Leaf Filter has an industry-leading lifetime warranty, so your gutters are covered for life.
Thanks, Frank. I'm calling Leaf Filter today.
Don't go another day with your home unprotected. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com for your free gutter inspection. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com right now for an extra 15% savings. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com. That's 1-844.
Line drive into right. It's going to drop for a base hit. Rounding third and heading home is Baez. Miguel Cabrera with a line drive single, 13th on the all-time RBI list.
The Tigers play 6:50 tonight on 790 News Radio WSGW. This is the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios of WSGW.
And welcome back to Focus here on WSGW. Today we're focusing on Hidden Harvest in Saginaw. We're talking to its president and CEO, Samantha McKenzie. Samantha, we had a caller wondering how to donate food to Hidden Harvest. And more specifically, I think I want to add to that, knowing the inside of the process, what the requirements are for that food.
Yeah, so we love food donations. It's what we thrive on. We are here at 940 East Genesee, Monday through Friday from 8 until about 4:30. And you can give us a call before you head down here with any food donations. We can talk about that. The phone number here is 989-752. And we accept food donations. You have a garden and you've got extra produce, bring in those zucchini, bring in the cucumbers, bring in the kale, all that stuff we've been seeing quite a bit of lately. If it's something you've made in your own kitchen, give us a call. We'll connect you to an organization that can use that. But we typically take food that's been prepared in a commercial style kitchen. But if it's something that, you just never opened, it's canned goods from your pantry, we can take those too. If it's from a business, relationships with our local businesses, and just give us a call and we'll talk about how that works. We'll put you on our route and we'll pick up from you as often as you need us.
That
to.
includes restaurants, grocery stores, convenience stores, those types of facilities.
Yeah, yep. We pick up from a lot of catering companies. We pick up from events. So if you're having a big event like the LPGA, that was just over a week ago.
You're a big partner.
We picked up all their extra food, and one day it was rainy, and they had shrimp boil planned for 35. With the rain going on at a golf event, I think there were 1,500 people who came. So we had extra shrimp, corn, and potatoes for 2,000 that we were able to share out with our partners.
Wow.
Yeah.
That must have been a shock to some of the partners to get shrimp.
It certainly is. We see a lot of chicken. We see,
Yeah, I was there that day. I'm the starter for the tournament, and I was there that day in the rain, and I wondered how well it was going to go.
Yep. So, we take what might have been someone's, kind of bad day, and we turn it into a really good day for a lot of people.
Been doing it how many years now?
So Hidden Harvest has been around since 1994. I was fortunate to join Hidden Harvest in 2016, and I love it. So I was with one of the organizations that received food from Hidden Harvest for 10 years. I got to come here and see what food I could use for my program, and now I get to still help that program and so many more.
Yeah, you replaced our late director at the time, Rich Primo, and he had taken the reins of Hidden Harvest from the beginning and really did a whale of a job.
Mm-hmm.
Left you a heck of an organization.
Yes, yep, and it just keeps continuing to grow. I just love what we do here.
Yeah, that's the good news and the bad news. The good news is you continue to grow. The bad news is you continue to grow. Because by continuing to grow, the need grows. And that's why you grow.
Yes, yep. We work pretty closely with 211. A lot of our agencies are registered with them so that people can find out about where all the food pantries are, where the food that they need for their family can be accessed. And pretty regularly, it's the top 3 reasons people call 211 for help is food, housing, utilities. Float right around in there through Saginaw Bay and Midland County. So, we're happy we can provide the food to them.
Let's talk about an information source. Do you have a website?
We do. Our website can be found at www.hiddenharvest.com. That's the easiest way to find out more about us. And we post on Facebook pretty much every day because we just always have something great going on. So check out our Facebook page, Hidden Harvest Shares, and you'll get to find out all about what we're doing.
And how about events? Anything coming up?
We always have stuff going on. So the thing I'm looking forward to right now is the Saginaw County Fair. So there's some businesses in town, Hemlock Semiconductor and Morley. They've been pretty regular at buying animals at the Saginaw County Fair and paying for the processing fee for us and donating them.
Wow.
So it's a really wonderful gift that supports those local kids who are, really taking good care of their animals, and it also takes care of the community. So I'm looking forward to the fair.
Well, Samantha, so am I. I'll be there next Tuesday, and we really appreciate what you do for Hidden Harvest and what Hidden Harvest does, and we thank you much for joining us this morning.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Art.
We'll do it again.
Sounds good.
Thanks. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Samantha McKenzie, she is the president and CEO of Hidden Harvest in Saginaw. We will take a pause and then come back and close out this edition of Focus.
Sound Asleep Lab is the only private accredited sleep lab in mid-Michigan owned and operated by a physician. We do home and in the lab sleep